And welcome. Welcome to Make Technology part of your wellness plan, everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Eddie.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Eddie.
G'day.
Hi, Eddie.
G'day.
Hey, James. Good to see you again.
Chris, it is, sorry.
We got James as well. Or James Coombs, you're here. I see you. Yeah. Welcome. Hey, Chris.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you going, Cecilia?
I'm going well, thank
That's
you.
good. Long
Brian,
time
are you
no
there?
see.
I am indeed.
Oh, good. I just wanted to make sure it's not just a picture of you.
No, I'm online.
Brian is one of my bosses. He's on our board, so I'm on my best behavior if you didn't know.
Just pretend I'm not here.
Oh, no, we're really thrilled to
But
see
I'm keen to hear. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, Jay. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
Just going to wait while a few more people come on board here. So I'm Katie Churchill. I'm with Leep, and I will be your host for the webinar today. And we have Cecily Michaels here as well, our CEO. And she'll be doing the technical features of our webinar today. So while we're just waiting for more people to come on board, if you wouldn't mind, check your video and audio settings that you can hear and see all right. And also if you can try to rename yourself. You can do that by clicking the 3 dots next to your picture or your name. It's just helpful to have your first name and then maybe the suburb where you're at. And just when we go into groups to discuss later, then at least everyone will know your name.
And Katie, could I just introduce three of our team members also joining us? Lauren, can you also? Yeah, thanks. And Jay and Amanda, all Leep staff. Do you want to change yours to Leep as well, so it's really clear?
I'm trying to find my location. You said click on the 3 dots there. I did, but I couldn't find my location.
No, you have to actually type it in, Eddie. So you just when you click on the 3 dots, it comes up with the option to rename yourself, and then you can just it's a nice little trick you can do. You can actually, I write messages to my mother when I'm Zooming her. I say, I love you, and she sees it there. That doesn't, it's what you want to put there, but yeah, we're saying your name.
I'm just trying to put my suburb.
Thanks, Eddie.
Where can rename print video.
No, you just press the rename and then it comes up with a box you can type in.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And this screen, okay.
I don't have that.
I don't have, I got my name, but not my suburb.
I don't have.
Oh, no, you have to type it in.
It's up in the top right-hand corner. You kind of move your mouse pointer over your photo or your stream picture.
Thanks, Chris.
It's all right.
No, that's great. We've got a tech mate on the job. That's brilliant.
Sorry, Pamela, you were saying you're on an iPad, are you?
Sorry?
I think Pamela was saying she didn't see it either. Pamela, are you on the iPad?
Yes,
Yeah, I can see it.
And I've got 3 dots, but I've got chat, meeting settings, minimize meeting, virtual background, and disconnect. I don't have anywhere I can type my name.
Rename, is it the 3rd one down?
No, it just says chat, meeting settings, minimize meeting, virtual background.
Oh, because you're on the iPad.
Do you want to try going in on an
Yeah,
iPad?
iPads are different. They have, it's a whole different ball game. I hate Apple.
Look, we've got a lot to get on with, so I think, Katie, we should start. And Pamela, we'll cope with not knowing your suburb.
I'm from Blacktown, and I'm a volunteer with Blacktown Neighbour Aid.
Oh, brilliant!
Oh, welcome. That's great. Thank you. One other housekeeping item. So in the top right of your screen, you probably see a little black text box next to the time picking up, and it might say speaker view or grid view. You want to make sure you click that until you see speaker view. So Cecily will be sharing her screen with one of our apps later. So we just want to make sure that you can see that when she's talking.
Yeah, got it.
Beauty. Great. Well, what I will do now is I'll start sharing my screen and we'll start going through some of this presentation of the content. right, can everybody see a green and pink slide now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, again, welcome everyone to make technology part of your wellness plan. So we've been through the housekeeping with Zoom, but here again is just a quick picture reference if you need it. So we want to make sure we see who you are and make sure you're working in speaker view. And if you have any background noise, please do mute yourself if you've got a dog or a loud neighbor in the background. So today what we're going to discuss, we're going to review a few wellness apps that are available to you. We'll just pick a few from a couple different categories. You also will be provided with a resource after this presentation with a link to all of the apps that we mentioned along with some alternatives. We'll talk a bit about safe online communities, some online assessment tools that are available, how to reach out for help online, and then finally wrap up with some fun connecting to others through games. So first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to break into groups of about 4. Just do a quick introduction to your teammates. And if you could share what's one way that you practice self-care now. So think things like, maybe exercise or visiting family or anything that you do to put yourself in a good mental state. So Cecily, can you put us into breakout rooms? We'll only be in there for about 2 minutes.
Hello.
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 Now in the main session.
Yeah.
So
I have to say, Cecily, that was like speed dating.
I got lost.
Got lost. Where did you? Okay, you got lost when you went into the room.
Well, I got into the room and there was Chris, and then I couldn't remember
the breakout room went.
And then hang on, there was the woman from Blacktown.
Right.
Was who I was with first, I think.
Yes.
And then I was with Chris, and it was too quick.
I am so sorry because I checked, I was checking the rooms, like they do it automatically. And there was a couple like Brian, you were on your own and someone else was on their own. So I moved you to be together with Mark. And then I saw another one on their own. So I moved, I think it was Chris was on his own. So I moved him to be with your group. But yeah, like, so yes, I can see why you'd feel like I'm swishing you around.
I thought like, I'm on the spotlight here.
Well, Mark,
I got completely kicked out of the meeting, so I just got let back in, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, Mark and I both know what our physical and mental wellness regime is, so we're set.
Excellent. Good. So we've got everybody back now, Cecily, by the looks of it?
I hope so. And we've had
excellent.
people join us as well. So anyway, that was
I hope we didn't lose anyone on the way. Well, thanks, everybody. So what we'll do now is instead of going around and sharing, what we'll do is we'll just pop up a little poll on the screen here. So I'll stop sharing for a second, and Cecily is just going to do a poll of what were some of the ways that you brought up in your groups, just so we can see what everyone's interested in. So this is a multiple choice, so feel free to tick as many as apply to you and your group.
Katie, when you're presenting, I think we need everyone to mute themselves. Otherwise, if they make any sort of noise, it swaps from them to you. Speak of you. Take a nap. I like that.
That is a hobby for me.
So we got 10, 11 responses.
Are we supposed to respond in the chat?
Respond on the poll. Can you see the poll?
Should I do that?
Nope.
I just.
You're allowed to dance around the poll.
So that looks like only 12 of 18. So is everyone finished putting in what they do?
Yeah.
18 now. Do I see 14? I don't. Yes, there's a 14. Okay, I'm closing the poll now. So if you're one of the slow ones,
yeah,
I'm going to share the results.
Great. So it looks like we have what are our top here? So working out looks like physical exercise. That's a good one. connecting with others, getting away from your daily routine, decluttering space is a big one. Taking a nap is one of my favorites. Great. This is really helpful. So just some ways that you can see for practicing self-care, and then how we apply that, or how we can find ways to support those habits through technology as well. So wellness apps. So there are lots of apps available to help with mindfulness, forming good habits, and other ways to improve your well-being. So again, a full comprehensive list will be included in the event resource page, which will go out after the presentation. But we've picked a few from the main categories that we just talked about in your groups. And so we can go through those in a bit of detail together. So mindfulness. So maybe while you're exercising or getting ready to take a nap, if those are some of our big winners for ways to self-care. There is an app, one of the most popular ones, called Insight Timer, which aids in meditation and some calming music and things like that. So Cecily's going to do a bit of a demo for us, just so we can see this app in motion. There are others like it, but what we'll do is we'll just show you what this option is.
So can I just
Yep.
Oh, can I just ask that everyone mute themselves, because if you don't mute yourself, then the system will just pick up your picture anytime there's a noise, and then some people might miss seeing what we're doing if you're not in speaker view. So it doesn't look like it's working in speaker view, because it still shows me as you. I mean, it still shows it as you speaking, Katie. I don't know how to do this otherwise. But anyway, see if you can see what I'm showing you. So this is the Insight Timer. It's a free app, and you probably can't read it, but the second one in has guided as an option. So when you press that, you get these different categories that you can choose for what you want to use it for. Now, the first thing I used it for was in the mornings. I wanted to start with a really positive meditation to get me in a good frame of mind. So when you open the mornings one, you see it's 6 options that come up. They're always the same options, but you can choose the one you like. Now, I chose by listening to their tone of voice. If I like listening to their tone of voice, I use that one. And if I like the way that they led the meditation. And I particularly liked Julie's one, which is a 5-minute morning practice on gratitude, which was just beautiful. So then I have trouble sleeping sometimes. Right there, I've just lost it by going. And so I heard that there's a yoga nidra for sleep. So in this one, there's another 9 options for different types of sleep meditations, and they're all by how many different minutes and timings, and different voices, different approaches to it. But the main thing, that I really want to share, not the main thing, this is good for so many things, but one day I had a particularly really challenging thing to deal with, and I felt like you could describe it as a panic attack. I just felt overwhelmed. And I remembered that I have a girlfriend who is, extremely award-winning scientist, a researcher, and she suffers from really bad anxiety. And she told me she uses the mindfulness app, which you have to pay for. And but this was just a one-off day, and I suddenly remembered she told me that was really helpful. So I looked at this app, and it had anxiety there. So I pressed on that. And I again looked at all the different options, and I chose, because I found the name really interesting. It was the title was SOS Help for Stress and Anxiety, and it's Tomic, sort of like a Polish name. I won't try and pronounce it. Anyway, I'm just going to press this one and actually start it so you can hear what it sounds like.
Hello. If you are listening to this meditation, your body and mind are in distress. This may have been triggered by a situation, by a person, by a thought. It doesn't really matter. I'm here to assist you and take you to a safe place from which...
I don't know how you found that, but I found his voice so relaxing that it completely helped change my whole mentality and put me back into a positive space. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Cecily. So I'll just share this again. So again, this app that we're talking about here is called the Insight Timer Meditation app. It's available from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And so this is its little icon here, the bowl. So that's one that we just think is a good option for, you know, calming yourself down and also just finding that time to practice self-care as well. So this is what its homepage looks like, and this was the clip that Cecily just shared. So other applications that are out there, so you might be trying to form good habits to improve your well-being. That could be physical habits or, you know, taking on yoga or meditation daily or any other habit that you want to enforce, or bad habits that you want to break. There are applications out there that can support you in that. So this one in particular is called Habit Tracker. You can see in the top corner here what this icon looks like on the application stores. So it helps you organize your daily statistics as well. So you can track on a run of how many days you've gone of doing this good habit. It gives you encouragement along the way. It can help you set reminders for things that you want to achieve. And it's just a nice way to organize your thoughts around staying positive and also working towards a goal. So it encourages you to set a good habit for about 61 days, which they say is about the amount of time it takes to set a habit one way or the other. And it gives you encouragement along the way as well. So there are other habit tracker apps out there. This one just happens to be one of the more popular ones. And again, just a way to enforce positive habits and improve your well-being. Then the last I'm sorry? Okay. So the last category was, again, keeping ourselves moving, which is what a lot of us responded as for ways that we practice self-care. So not everyone out there is a marathon runner or a gym junkie. So there's other smaller ways as well to keep yourself moving. This app in particular here is called a stretching exercises app. It's helpful if you're maybe finding yourself seated more often than not, working from home or on the computer. It encourages you to take interval breaks to keep yourself moving and to do some gentle stretching. So this one in particular, I found very helpful recently. So I'm about 7 months pregnant now. And so this one's a good one for me to stay gently active and keep my muscles moving. So this one here in the top right, you can see this red icon for stretching exercises at home. You can select a workout based on your goals. So maybe you're just looking to relax your body, relieve pain, warm up for a workout, or cool down from a workout. And so you can select a number of different categories from upper body to lower body to full stretches. You can set goals. So if you wanted to learn how to do the splits, it can help you do that. And it walks you through each individual exercise. It counts you down for how long to hold the stretches and what the proper formation is. So just a gentle way, especially if you are just wanting to get into physical exercise as a form of self-care and well-being, this is a nice gentle start and a way to support you in doing that. Any questions so far on these wellness apps?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you download to your laptop, like not just your phone?
Correct. So the ones that we've showed here have not only for your phone applications, but also for a tablet or a desktop as well. So many of them are only for, say, an Apple device or an Android device, a tablet versus a computer. But all of these we've shown here, you can get on the different platforms. And you can find that out by if you're using, say, your computer and you go to, if you just do a quick Google search for the application itself, it'll come up on its web page of what's the available platforms for you.
Thank you.
That's a great question, Kay. Anybody else? Great. So the next way we'll discuss about how technology can support your well-being plan is finding safe online communities. So it's really important, especially in the stress of the holidays and the isolation with COVID, is finding ways to stay connected with others. So we often cover a lot about, things like video chats to stay connected with loved ones, but we don't really talk about actually reaching out and making new connections. So finding a safe online community is a really good way to find others that you're not already connected with, who might share a common interest. You can learn something new, and you can also expand your network in a safe way. So one such example, there's an application called Viber, which is known as a communication app for things like messaging or video chats. But another big column of this app is also its online communities. So you can connect with your current contacts, or you can also access new online communities through their community section. So on the left here is just a screenshot of what their community page looks like. So a few of them might be something like daily motivation, where you'll get to see a stream of messages from people that are putting out positive thoughts or daily motivation ideas to keep you moving. This one in particular on the right is the healthy eating community. So anyone that joins that community can post things like recipes or pictures of foods they've cooked, and you can connect with others and kind of discuss your recipes or your ideas for healthy eating. So again, this is open to anyone that's using the app. So you'll be connecting with strangers, but it's like in a safe way, and you get to control your interactions, and you can always, leave the chat if it's not something that you're comfortable with. One other way that you can connect online to other communities is through one of the most popular platforms of Facebook. So Facebook, we often think of as ways to connect to people that we already know. Another really great avenue for Facebook is searching for Facebook groups. So if you already have a Facebook account, or if you don't yet, you can at least take a look at what's out there near you. So for example, these are just a few ideas that I had for things like, if you love to garden or take care of plants, you can look up things like, Indoor Plants Australia, and there's a group for that. If you want to go on, local bushwalks, there's groups for Blue Mountains, New South Wales bushwalks. These groups might be open, where they have their chats and everything available to the public online, or you may have to request to join the group, in which case they might just verify, where you live or something like that, and then you can access the group. This is a great way to find local events, to find new people that are actually living near you or have similar interests. It's a good way if you have questions for maybe an expert on a topic like gardening or a new hobby that you wanted to try. So it's a really great resource that you can reach out and see what's out there. A lot of communities also have their own Facebook groups. So you can try typing in things like your postcode and see what comes up, and connect with others, and also stay up to date on what's happening in your area. So if you already have your own Facebook page, you can search for groups in the top left of your main page, where there's a little search icon, and then you'll see a tab where it comes up for the different groups that you might be able to find. So I personally like this one a lot. I think it's a great way to connect, to just find out what's happening in your community, and also to gain some resources to people that you might not access in everyday life. Any questions about online communities? Anyone have any online communities that they're currently a part of that you like to share something about? Maybe how you found them or how they've been helpful? No, not yet. Well, it's a good opportunity to reach out and find some online communities then.
If anybody's really interested, Blue Mountains Pipe Band is a really good online community.
Very cool.
And yeah, I'm part of the pipe band, but yeah, we've got an open Facebook page so people can get on and have a look and see what we've been doing, which is not a lot this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I found with COVID as well, a lot of the online groups, either they might even be a bit more active where they're not connecting in person, but they might, host an event online just like we're doing today, and it's a great way to find out what they're still up to.
Well, I can promote Penrith Men's Walk and Talk, and last night the Women's Walk and Talk started on their very first one. But I don't actually live in Penrith, I live in the lower Blue Mountains, but I've been a member of the Men's Walk since early last year. And that's a very interesting group of guys that get together every Thursday. They're located through the mountains in other areas also.
Great, thank you, Michael. Thanks very much for sharing. Great, so another topic that we'll discuss is online assessment tools that are available. So assessment tools can help provide clarity and awareness if you're, say, having a bad day and you're just looking for some resources of where to go for just really connecting with your own thoughts of what kind of state you're in, assessing if you're in a good place or not, and then seeing if there's any next steps from there. So the Black Dog Institute runs a webpage called My Compass, which is actually a really good resource for mental well-being topics, and also just for mental learning for yourself, for your own well-being, so you're just aware of your current state. So My Compass, again, it's a personalized self-help tool for your mental health. So it really is just a nice resource bank that you can use to provide clarity on some of the thoughts you're having, and just establishing where you're at in the spectrum of your mental state. So it has different modules that you can explore. One of these examples is tackling unhelpful thinking, or identifying what unhelpful thoughts are. So you can go through these sessions at your leisure. They often have supporting videos and like downloadable resources as well, just to kind of help guide you on your own, to think about really what kind of state you're in, what's working for you and what's not, and maybe trying new ways to help find a better place for yourself as well. And if you do think at some point you do need to reach out for help online, there are many ways that you can do this online now as well. So Beyond Blue runs forums online with other community members. They also have call lines and chats online as well, and things like email. So there's many support lines out there. You'll have a full resource, a full list of resources in the page that we'll send out afterwards as well. But these are some of the main ones that specifically are offering online help, especially now with COVID, or with people that are living in more rural and remote regions that don't have access to the network that you might have closer to Sydney. So Rural Help, like I mentioned, this is a good one that's specifically for regional Australians. So it covers certain geographical regions, and it's available online, so you don't have to worry about getting to a physical location. It's also a Men's Line Australia for online chat counseling. They've moved that online now with COVID as well. All of these are free services where there's someone on the other end of the line that can help you through any questions you have and help you get the resources that you need. So any questions before I move on from there about reaching out online and ways to connect to help online? Great. So move on to a fun one now. So connecting with others through games online. So this is one that can improve your well-being just by kind of combining the idea of connecting with somebody else and also teasing your brain a bit and keeping your brain active and fun. So one game that's available online that you can also share with others is called Trivia Crack. It's this cute little rainbow guy here in the App Store. So this is a game where you can connect with others and have a laugh or a friendly competition. You're automatically paired up with another player that's playing live online, or you can also search for your friends if they're also using the app. So you can set the level of the challenge for trivia. They have different categories you can play as well. And just a nice way to keep your brain a little bit lighter, especially now that we all have, a tablet or a computer or a phone nearby. This really supports the idea if you just need that quick 5 or 10 minute mental break. An online game is a great way to kind of disconnect from your routine for a few minutes, unplug your brain from whatever might be troubling you, and then give yourself some time to find clarity and then have a little bit of fun. Cecily, did you want to bring this one up on your tablet and show everybody what this one looks like? Great, I'll stop sharing.
So the Trivia Crack is free, but it's it means you put up with a lot of ads. And I got this years ago, and it's still on my iPad because my son used to play it, and sometimes we play together. So I'm just going to show you how. Hopefully, I can show you easily how to do it. So you press play. And I'm just going to press the classic, and then see how it says that's my name, and then there's a random person, or up the top it's got my son and Katie and other people up there that I know. They picked up my Facebook friends. So I just say play now, and I'm choosing the random person, and then you play by spinning the wheel, and those symbols relate to different topics. So the crown actually gives you a choice, and you only get to choose one of these once. So I'm going to choose my favorite topic, which is history, and hopefully I'll know the answer. If not, you can help me. What is this called? Edinburgh Castle, Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, or Trial Bay. Now, I've been to Edinburgh Castle, and it could be that. It's definitely not Buckingham Palace. It's definitely not Windsor Castle. I've been there too, and I don't know Trial Bay. So I'm going to give it a go and say Edinburgh Castle, and it is correct. And then you continue to keep spinning and playing until you lose it, and then the next person has a go. So now it's chosen entertainment, and I'm not good at entertainment, so I won't have a go at that.
Cecily, we can help you with entertainment.
Oh, would you like me to? No, we don't need to keep going. Anyway, but if anyone wants to download that and have a go at it, it's a fun way of you are connecting with some random person in the world, but you don't know who they are, and they know nothing about you, but you do have to put up with ads.
Thanks, Cecily. Does anybody else have any other online games where they can connect with others and have some fun that you'd like to share? A good mental break game that you've downloaded onto your device?
Katie, it's Brian here.
Hey, Brian.
I started to learn bridge, and so I took it to online app, and it's actually very good. I can play against the computer. I don't have to embarrass myself with playing against an opponent unless I want to, and it's a very good teaching tool. So unfortunately, I've become addicted, but it gives me that space where I completely tune out, and it's very enjoyable.
Good. Thanks for sharing, Brian. That's awesome.
And my wife has been playing a lot of Words with Friends, which is sort of like Scrabble, but one of the big advantages is her daughter lives over in the US, so she often plays with her daughter, and yeah, has a lot of fun and can actually have a couple of games going. So yeah, daughter's in the US, her son's down in the other side of Sydney, and so yeah, she'll have a couple of games going with her kids. Tried to get me, I wasn't all that enthused with it, but yeah, she's quite enjoying it.
Good, good. You're right, that's a really good way as well to use the games to connect with people that you're not able to see in person. Thanks, James, that's great. Anybody else have a favorite online game?
Hi, Katie. My name is Vithya, and I'm from Sid West. I've been playing bingo with the clients via Zoom. So I've got this online random number generator, and I would share screen on how to create a little template for themselves, and the number will be generated. So as the numbers pop up on the screen, they would start canceling them on their paper. And that has worked out very, very well. And they always look forward to playing bingo now via Zoom. Yeah.
Wow. That's a really cool way to do it. Thanks, Vithya, for sharing that. That's really neat. Thank you. I know the Leep staff team, we connect online with categories at the end of meetings every once in a while, just to keep ourselves limber and fun, and we're always trying to guess who's going to win. Usually we're not right.
Changing champions as well.
Yeah.
So we're just going to run, we're just going to put you into another breakout room, not quite as quick this time. And now that we've got just about a full contingent in here, we can put you into larger groups. So we just want you to have a moment to talk about what are the things you've learned today? What is the new things that surprised you? And are there anything you think you'd like to explore more? And then you can come back and share with us what's your things that you enjoyed learning the most about today. So I'm just going to put you into breakout rooms of about 4 people, and we'll give you 5 minutes to talk. Okay. I have to ask Brian, was that better?
Yes, thank you. We had good chat.
Good. Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad everyone had a bit less rocky experience with the breakout rooms this time. I still got kicked out, but that's all right. Great. Well, I'll just open up the floor now if anyone wants to share, what if they think that there's any apps or ideas here that they might give a go, or anything that you didn't learn about today that you want to ask a question about.
So in our breakout room, Eddie didn't get to talk because he had trouble unmuting. Eddie, do you want to talk now? You unmute.
I'm lost. I'm totally lost. It's totally blank on my screen.
Yeah, I'm muted now. So do you want to share what you learnt today?
Well, it's hard for me to. I'm trying to learn what is going on here. I need to digest first what you're talking about. So it's hard for me to pick a subject right now.
Yeah.
I need time.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You might look black. You might look a dark screen, but we can see you and we can hear you talking.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't see. I just cannot see anything on my screen. Something must have gone wrong here.
Yeah, I wonder if it sounds like maybe you've turned off the video on your side, but we can still see you.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But again, to repeat, okay, at the moment, it's hard. I need to digest first what's going on here before I say anything. I'm learning now.
Good. Well, thanks for joining us and being open-minded about it. Anybody else?
In our group, we all tended to agree that not all that comfortable with, just talking to random strangers. So with some of those things, need to be careful. But apart from that, most of the stuff today, especially the mindfulness apps and things like that, seem to have been quite helpful.
Thanks, James.
I agree with James. He summarised it very well. Well done, even though we agreed that we'd all speak, but that's...
Feel free.
No, nothing more to add. You captured it.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Well, I think I can add to sympathise with Eddie in terms of I find I switch on the computer and I'm trying to do something and then I get my attention to somewhere else and then I go down a rabbit hole or whatever. So I can easily get stressed out with all this. And what I need to do then is take a break from all the technology. But what I'll explore the stretching exercises, and I really like that one about the insight timer.
Great. Thank you very much, Kay. Thank you. And we'll have we'll wrap up with a couple of notes about what you can do as far as next step in exploring the resources in more detail. So thank you for that.
Can I just add about the insight timer? There are different ways that you could search things. You can also search by the timing first and then the theme of what you want. So you can go the guided way where it's got set options, or you can go manually through and work out exactly, I want something for 15 minutes or I want something for an hour and I want it to be music, or some of them is just music playing and it's beautiful music as well. It's glad it's helping some of you anyway. So should we go to
Spotify's for beautiful music.
But this is that relaxing, beautiful music.
What I might do now, Cecily, just before we jump on the poll, just because a few people have called out Insight Timer, and Kay brought up a really good question earlier about what happens if you're on a phone versus a desktop and things like that. So I just pulled up Insight Timer on my browser on my desktop here. So I might just share that page with you really quickly, just so you can have a feel for what the home page looks like. Cecily did an awesome demo to show you how to navigate it just a bit, but I'll just pop it up on the screen here so it's a bit clear about what it looks like. And so when you on your own time go ahead and search for it, you kind of know what it looks like. So let me pop that up for you here. So this is Insight Timer on your desktop if you just Google search it. So you can do this on any device, or you can actually download the app if you'd like to. So if you Google Insight Timer, this is the page that comes up for it. So now you can see that there's different tabs at the top where you can select if you wanted to find a meditation, a yoga, something to help you sleep. They also have live streamed ones, so you can kind of tune into one to a talk that's being given live, so you can be there when it's happening. And so if I just scroll down the page here, what you can see is I think these are some more like celebrity talks that are being given here. So some to do for meditation, some for sleeping and mindfulness. There's also featured events. So these are specific times of events that will be live. It has essential listening, so things that are popular from other users, anything from morning rituals to even just calming music and calming sounds. And then they'll also have some recommendations from their own team. So lots and lots of categories, lots of things to kind of dive into here. You know, users can upload their own versions, or you can find ones that are done more professionally. And I believe what you say, Cecily, is they have a spot that you can also donate if you like what the person has.
Yeah, so everyone that you choose to listen to, they have a donate button. So if you wanted to donate to them, you can. I haven't done that yet, but you know, if I was to use something regularly, I certainly think, you know, it's so that's the way I think they can keep offering it free. And there's no ads. And the only time they say, would you like to upgrade, is when you want to rewind, but you don't need to rewind, you just start it again.
So I've just clicked into one here that just said love thy neighbor, and so you can see it has a play button to actually play it, and then it has a little bit of a blurb about what it's about. And yeah, Cecily said there's no ads, which is really, really nice. So if you like a specific person, you can kind of follow them and hear the things that they've put on here. And it also has reviews for what other people think about these talks. So really great resource. I definitely encourage you to explore it in more detail. And if you don't want to jump in right away and download the app, you can also just do this one through a browser, through Google. Great, so let me just jump back into our PowerPoint here.
Someone is listening to Parliament. Sorry, someone is listening to Parliament, and I'm trying to.
I think you can go in and mute, Cecily, if you get the list of names.
I have muted everyone. It's still working,
Mr. Speaker. This is the equivalent to take.
Yeah, now we're listening to Parliament.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There we go. We found it, whichever one. Yeah, so resource page and also recording of the details of this presentation will be sent to you through email in the coming days from Leep. And so you can also book a session with one of our tech mates to explore these resources in more detail. So we are still operating a lot of our sessions remotely over the phone or video chats at this time. And we are also starting to do some in-person sessions where possible with our existing venues across Western Sydney, Nepean, and further west as well. So the resource page will have a list of links to the apps that we talked about today. I've also included links to articles and lists of similar apps as well. So if there are categories that you want to explore in more detail, feel free to check out those alternatives. All the links to online support are there as well. So now what we'll do is we'll just run a bit of a feedback poll. This will be anonymous and we won't share it with everybody here. So you won't see the results of this. It just helps give us a bit of feedback about what you thought about the content today, and it helps us to improve our events for the future.
Katie,
so should in just a minute.
I've got the same issue. I can't. Oh, wait there. That's right. I have to go to the second version. That's right. Launch poll.
So it should be coming up now.
Yes. And just have you told them it's not going to be shared?
That's right. So this won't be shared with everybody. This is just for our purposes.
We do hope all of you will answer it, because it will help us to, future planning. So Katie, we've only got 3 answers for the second question, and we've got 16 for the first question. So if you could answer the second question as well, that would be really helpful.
Hi guys, it's Peter. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Cecilia
Oh, yes, Cecilia, I've got the thing on my screen, but it's not opening.
Oh, gosh.
Wait a
Let me
minute.
try to stop sharing my screen and see if that helps. Maybe it's getting confused.
Sharing my screen. Yep, share screen. Bang.
It's weird because I've got answers to the first question from everyone, but not only 3 people have answered the second question. So can anyone else see the second question to answer it? No, you can't either, Alison. Okay.
I answered, 2 questions.
Yeah,
Cecily, mine was fine. I could see the 2 questions.
Okay. Oh, now.
If it gets stuck, I think we can relaunch
okay.
the poll if that
it's
helps.
Fine. Okay, I can end it now.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your feedback, everybody, and we'll use that offline just to improve our future events. Great, so that wraps up the content that we wanted to cover today. But again, I'll open the floor up if there are any other questions. And I'll just leave this little infographic up here for you as well for how you can contact Leep if you're a volunteer manager and you have people in your area that could use a session with the TechMate. That's our volunteer force who's available to do one-on-one sessions with you to explore these topics and other topics in more detail. So if when you get the resource page, there's more apps and ideas that you want to check out and you'd like a little bit of support with that, please do reach out to us and connect with us, and we can connect you with a TechMate to run those free sessions as well.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you being here. Right, if there are no other questions, then we'll wrap it up and wish everybody a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, and may 2021 be a heck of a lot better than 2020.